Hi everyone, welcome to October Sew Fun. I'm Lisa and I have lots of fun projects to share with you today. First off, we're going to jump right in. First off is a new Biani pattern called Drop Zone. And like all Biani patterns, she has a very distinctive style and look. And this is one of her easier and less time-consuming patterns. In the add-on video that's included when you buy this pattern, she says that this is an afternoon project. And I'm gonna say that's shenanigans because it was not an afternoon. However, it wasn't like weeks and weeks like some of her projects are. So this was not an afternoon project, but it also didn't take forever. It comes in 3 sizes, and what it is this really great little zippered pouch. It has grab tabs on the end, and it has this unique diamond shape, if you can see that. But when you unzip it, it opens up into a tray. It has these gusseted side panels and opens up into a tray that lays open and flat with the side panels to hold all your belongings in there. And so it's really, really useful for all kinds of things. It's great to take to a class. It would hold like office supplies. It would hold makeup supplies. It would hold arts and crafts supplies or sewing supplies. This is the large size. This is the medium. And this is the small size. And they just come together really pretty quickly. This is an easier Biani pattern. Nothing is too tricky about it. As always, her add-on videos really help you if there's any parts of this that seem a little bit complicated. But this is a new pattern by her, and I think it's going to be really, really popular. It's super useful. Okay, next up, let's do the Firefly tote from Anagram Noodlehead. You guys, as you know, this year we're featuring tried and true products. And because this is my last Sew Fun of the year, I kind of packed in quite a few tried and true products that I wanted to bring back because I love them so much, and they are patterns or notions or things that I go back to again and again. And the Firefly tote is a tried and true product for me. Like all Anagram patterns, this one has really, really clear directions. I love her aesthetic. She does a really great job. This comes in 2 sizes, the tote size and what she is calling the project size. And this is the project size, which I think is actually a really good size that could also be a purse. It has leather handles that you can carry it with. It has a not a slip pocket, a zipper pocket. Well, there is a slip pocket behind the zipper pocket, but then a zipper pocket on the front that features some sort of decorative fabric. And then also it has this unique drawstring closure made out of fabric. And it has slip pockets on the inside, and it's nice and roomy. And so it will hold lots of things and then close up nice and securely. And it's just such a pretty pattern. As always, you guys know I love the wax canvas, and I made this out of wax canvas. It gives it such a cool look and lots of body. And remember, they have lots of beautiful colors of wax canvas up at the Arvada store. And if that's not your store you normally go to, you can go into your local store and order it, and they'll send it down from the Arvada store, and you can get it really quickly. This pattern is not difficult or time-consuming, very, very beginner-friendly, comes together really fast, and I'm also excited to show you about a new tool that you are going to like. I get asked every time I do a bag and I have like leather handles and rivets and things like that, every single time people ask me how I set my rivets and what I do, and I have a big rivet press that I use But I'm always on the lookout for things that are reasonable to be brought in for So Fun. And this is a brand new tool by Prim. It's called the Vario Creative Tool. And I'm really excited to be able to bring this to you guys for So Fun. What it does is it punches the holes and then sets the hardware for rivets and grommets. And so it comes with, it doesn't come with, but you can purchase separately a clamp to clamp it to your table if you want it to be a little bit less movable. And then we also have the rivet and grommet sets for you guys. And so what this does is it enables you to set your own rivets at home. And this is just, I'm really excited about this new tool. I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of you that didn't want to invest in a big old giant cast iron rivet press. So this is really great. It's a brand new tool. I'm excited to see what you guys do with this. And it's great for setting your rivets for things like the handles on the Firefly tote. And so that just really adds a lot to your bags when you can attach things with rivets. It really kind of elevates a little bit and makes it look more professional, like has a professional finish. So again, this is the Vario Creative Tool. It's kind of taking the sewing world by storm a little bit right now, and if you Google it, there's a million people like using and reviewing this product. It's a pretty hot ticket item right now. Okay, next up, I have this really cute Kimberbell pattern, and this is the perfect time for this, and it is the Nativity Stuffies pattern. And it includes the designs to make all these little characters of the nativity scene. There's two different baby Jesuses, one all swaddled up and one like lying in a manger. And then you've got a camel and a sheep and a donkey and the wise men and an angel and a star. All the main characters are here. I'm really sorry to tell you that those stuffies were accidentally left at home, so I don't have them to show you for filming, but if you come into the store, you'll get to see them. But another cool thing that I have that I found that worked really great with these is this cool stuffing tool. And it has it's a long skinny metal pool, and the tip is split so it looks kind of like this. So what this really helps you do when you're stuffing things is to, especially small things, is to get all the stuffing down into the little edges and nooks and crannies. So that's really, really helpful. I have found this tool, you know me, I usually use a chopstick when I'm stuffing things, and this is better because that little end like this grabs onto the little pieces of stuffing and places them right where you need them to be. This nativity stuffing set comes in 3 sizes, and the small are quite small, and those are the ones that I made, so you'll be able to see those in the store if you come in to buy this. And then a medium and a large size as well. So this is a really fun project. It wasn't really, really fast. No Kimberbell projects are really fast, but there wasn't anything really hard about it, and it was fun because you're just doing one small thing and then you're on to something else, so you're not doing a whole bunch of the same thing. And like lots of Kimberbell projects, they do a good job of also having their projects be a little bit skill builder projects. So you use lots of different techniques when you're making this set, and so it gives you a chance to practice lots of different things to do with those big, bad, wonderful embroidery machines you guys have. So stuffy tool and the Kimberbell nativities. Really, really good. Okay, let's see, what do I want to do next? This was a cute little project, and it's called the Mini Pumpkin Drawstring Bag. It didn't take very long, and it was a great way to use up lots of fun little pieces of fabric that I just happen to have in my resource center, which of course justifies me saving them. But went together really, really quickly, really fun to make. It closes with a drawstring like that, and it's just really cute. It'd be perfect for a little Halloween gift for somebody, a neighbor, a child, a grandkid, a friend, anybody who needs a little something, something for Halloween. I actually did not use Halloween fabric in this. I just used all sort of fall fabric. So this was not specifically Halloween for me, even though they used Halloween fabric on here. But it went together really quickly, and it's just a fun little pattern, a quick make. Okay. This is really pretty. It's called the Stars of the Harvest, and it is either a pillow or a table topper. And well, you guys know I do pillows anytime rather than table toppers, because I like to switch out pillows in my home for the seasons. That's a quick, easy way to freshen up your decor. This is really, really fun because it has on two sides this cute prairie point trim edging. So I'll show you what this looks like. So as you can see, it's a star within a star within a star. I did this instead of doing just harvest fabric. I used some leftover fabrics from a Halloween quilt I did for So Fun, I think last year. And so it will coordinate with that quilt in my house, and then it has these cute little prairie points on the sides. It went together really quickly. I backed it with fusible fleece to give the front a little bit more stability, which I think is always really useful in a pillow form. The one change I made to the pattern is they had you doing a slip back with two pieces of fabric, and I personally don't like that kind of closure for a pillow, so I did my tried and true zipper with the little contrasting flap that covers it up. So it's a quick, easy way to do it. I think this is going to look really cute next to the quilt I made for So Fun. So that's really pretty. Just going to set that back there out of the way. Okay, this is really fun. This is a panel, and I'm going to open this panel up so you can see all that's on it. It's a tote panel. So the panel includes the front and back of the tote and the straps. Let's see if we can get that out so you can see it. And then these other cute printed panels that you can do other things with. You could make a little zippy bag out of those. You could put them in a frame that would be really cute. There's lots of things, and I'm going to show you one cute idea of what to do with that. On the panel are printed directions for how to make this basic unlined tote, which is what I did here. And this panel is canvas. It's not quilting cotton, so it really holds up nicely for a tote. So this is the basic unlined tote that I made according to the directions on the panel. But then on their website, they also have a link to directions to make it lined. So for the second panel, or the second tote, I did the lined version. And I just used fabric I had in my resource center. Oh, there's a piece of fabric stuck in here. Oh, it's the little witch from the panel that I had cut out. Forgot I had that in there. So they make up really, as you can imagine, very fast to make. Very, very fast, really cute. They'd make great trick-or-treat bags. They'd make great bags just for shopping because we all have to have bags. Since we have to all carry bags around, shouldn't we be carrying seasonal bags? I think the answer to that question is yes. Yes, we should. So let me tell you another fun thing you can do with this panel is with these other panels that are really cute, I think. Mallory found these really cool embroidery hoops that are square. I mean, the edges are rounded, but they're not perfectly round. They're kind of square. And they fit perfectly over these. And so you can just put it in this embroidery hoop, pull the edges into the inside and hot glue it, and then glue like a little pom-pom trim around it or rickrack, put a button on the top or a bow on the top, and you've got a cute little wall hanging. A quick, easy, fun project. And I'd never seen square-shaped embroidery hoops like this before. I think they're really, really unique and cool looking. So I think you will love this panel. The canvas feels great. It's a really nice quality. And you're going to like it. It's a fun, fun project. And again, a really fast project. Okay, let me talk about some of the cool notions and gadgets that I have for you guys this month. So first off, I have the Gypsy Gripper. This is a tried and true product, and I did this, I think, for my second So Fun I ever did over 6 years ago. And it was a brand new product then when it just came out. And you guys know, I've talked about this a lot, I have very weak sauce hands. My hands are not good at all. And so what this is this handle that has these two really big suction cups on it, on the ends. And you can suction it to your long ruler, your 6 by 24 inch ruler. And then it allows you, instead of trying to hold the ruler like this, which my hand is not very good at that kind of holding, it allows you to just hold it really securely in your grip like this and have much more accurate cutting when you're cutting. Because I find when I'm just holding my ruler like this, if I'm cutting the width of the fabric, by the time I get to the top, things have shifted a little bit because my hand is not very strong. But this allows me to have much greater control over the ruler, which makes my cutting more precise, which makes my piecing more precise, which means that my blocks come together and look better. So this is a tried and true product. I love it. I use it all the time. I'm happy to bring it back. Those of you that don't have one might want to look into that. Here is another really cool tried and true product that, again, I did this, oh gosh, years ago when it very first came out, when it was very first invented. And I know since then other presenters have showed this at So Fun in different widths. And it's Hugo's Amazing Tape. And what this is I think it's vinyl, a vinyl tape. But it's not sticky, it only sticks to itself. So I have the original 2-inch roll that I got years ago when I was doing So Fun, and I still have it and I still use it all the time. But what I like about it is because it cuts really, really easily with just regular scissors. So I have the wide 2-inch roll and I can cut it into whatever width I want. And what I particularly love to use this for, although it's great for many things, is I wrap this around my spools of embroidery thread. That polyester embroidery thread is so slick and slippery, and I find that it comes like it kind of unwinds itself off the roll and makes a big mess. So I just cut this like in half and cut a little strip of it and put it around every spool of embroidery thread once I start the spool. And when I'm using that color, I just pull this off and I stick it right to the front of my sewing machine that's all shiny and slick, And so this sticks right there. I use the thread, I take that color off, I wrap it's sticking right there, I wrap it right off. If it gets like fuzzies on it and it won't stick, you just run it under water and it'll stick again. It can be used over and over and over and over again. I cannot envision a scenario where you would throw a piece away. Like, it doesn't get unsticky, but it only sticks to itself, so it doesn't leave residue on anything. It just really is amazing, hence the name. So this is a tried and true product. I can't recommend it enough. It's really great. Here's another fun product I have for you guys this month. This is a basting glue stick, and it is not permanent, but it's really, really great for basting down like applique or English paper piecing, or if you're folding something over and you want it to stick like an edge of something and you want to stick it down while you're waiting to hem it or bind it or stitch it down. It's always good to have a really good sewing basting glue stick on hand. Lots of uses for that. This is a new product from Sew to Grow. We like them a lot. And it's called the Perfect Pointer Tool. And if you look on their website, on the back there's a little QR code that says Scan Me. It will show you a million things to do with this, but I've been using this for a couple months now, and I can tell you the things that I love about it. It has ruler markings, metric and imperial. It is clear so you can see through it and see what you're doing. It has this nice sharp point for turning things and poking the corners out. It does a really good job on that. And one of the things that I have found particularly useful is it has holes at the bottom that you can put this on the bed of your sewing machine and then put the needle down into one of these holes, like gently turn the crank and lower the needle into it. And it will tell you now your needle is 1/4 inch away from the edge. Or here your needle is 3/8 or 1/2 or 5/8. And here's what I found this useful for. When I am sewing things with a zipper foot and I'm moving the needle because I'm trying to sew close to zipper teeth or close to a seam or close to something else, I don't always know, eyeballing it, because the zipper foot doesn't have markings on it. So eyeballing it, I don't always know exactly where that edge should be if I want a scant 1/4 inch seam or a 1/4 inch seam or 3/8 or whatever it is. So I can put this on the bed of my sewing machine, put the needle down in like the 1/4 inch hole, and then I can see where the edge of the ruler hits on the zipper foot. So then I know where on the zipper foot I need to line up the edge of my fabric if I want my seams to be exactly 1/4 inch. So I have found that surprisingly useful. But there's lots and lots of uses for this. It has lots of little things, so you can look online and it will show you. Okay, let's do a couple more notions, and then I'll jump into a couple other things. These are Sew Right side threading needles. And I have top threading needles, like open, I don't even know how to describe it. Like the tops of the needles have like a little shape like this, that then you pull the thread against it and it snaps down into the hole, that I use when I'm trying to like bury threads from quilting when I'm doing a quilt and I have like either a broken thread or my bobbin ran out and I needed to start over somewhere and I need to bury those threads. But those sometimes are a little bit hard for my hands, and the side threading needles are a little bit easier and better for me. And they also stay threaded a lot easier, I think, than those top ones, because you pull the thread into the side like this, and then when you're sewing and the thread is up here, it's not close to that opening, so it's not going to come out as easily. So these are really useful. And then I have been using this chalk cartridge set from Dritz, and it comes with a pen, it comes with a sharpener, and look at all those colors of chalk that it comes with. And the pen has an eraser on it. And so I have been using this a ton, and I really, really like it as a marking tool. And I can tell you that when I am marking with the white on dark fabric or black fabric, and I use the eraser, it actually works and erases that chalk mark right off that fabric when I'm done with it. I don't know how. I don't know what the chalk or the eraser is really made of. I don't know if it's really chalk or they just say it's chalk. All I can tell you is that it actually works. Some sort of wizardry at work here, and it works. And I really like this marking tool set. And then I also have this really great, they call it the thread tamer. And I first saw this at the Aurora store. I had gone in there, I was having problems with something I was sewing, and it was very, very thick, and I had many, many layers, and my sewing machine wasn't doing a very good job. So I went into the Aurora store and I said, I need whatever sewing machine, I need to sew 6 inches of something, and I need whatever sewing machine you have that sews through, like is the most heavy duty. And they said, oh, here you go. And next to that sewing machine was this thread tamer, and I kind of fell in love with it. And so I'm excited to bring it into you. So it's tall and skinny, and it has 3 spindles on the back that you can put different spools of thread on, or it also has a little holder so that you can put a spool of thread that goes crosswise so that it's spooling up and going perpendicular. So you can either do perpendicular or vertical, and then so it's real tall, and then it also has an extension that will go even taller that has like 4 holes. So you could have 4 spools of thread that are each going up through this thing, going through a different opening, and then it's taller than the side of your machine, so it then will feed down into your machine really well. So this is a really great freestanding thread tamer, and I've been using this and I really, really like it a lot. Okay, let me say a word about fabric. You may have noticed over the past year and a half that we are bringing in more and more fabric for Sew Fun. And when we order fabric for Sew Fun, often because of the way manufacturers do lines of fabric, we cannot reorder fabric once it's gone because the manufacturers don't make it, because they're continually developing new lines of fabric. And so if you see something in the video made with some fabric that we have for Sew Fun, although the video doesn't come out until Sew Fun is over, your best bet for making sure that you get that fabric is to attend Sew Fun in person. And of course, we would love to see you. But the reality is we get a limited amount from the fabric manufacturers. And once it's sold, we cannot order more. They don't continually make more. So I'm about to show you some fun fabric things, and I hope that by the time the video comes out, there might be some left that you guys can get. All right, first off, let me tell you about this cool book. And this book is a tried and true. This was done many years ago, I think by Terry. So right in the beginning when she was very first doing Sew Fun. And it's called Time-Saving Charm Quilts. And it has some great patterns in it that are really, really cute, I think. I love this one that's on the cover. I love the look of this star one with all that white. I just think that's so pretty. There's a bunch I like. But let me show you. I made a baby quilt, and it's called Baby Pinwheels. And it went together pretty quickly, and I think it's really cute. And I will show you that. So this is the baby pinwheels quilt, and I quilted it on my regular Pfaff sewing machine, and because it's small, so it wasn't, you know, hard to do, and I wanted specific types of quilting in different areas of the quilt. So like I wanted to do like square within a square in these square blocks, and I wanted to do long straight quilting on the strips to kind of emphasize the design. When I was doing the long straight quilting in the white border strips that go around the diamond, I used the stitch guide, that little, some of you might not even know what this is, and you all have it in your machine. It's like a little metal rod that has a hook at one end, like a right angle hook, and it attaches through a hole in the shank of your sewing machine that you probably never have noticed. And then you can slide it along there and decide how far away you want your stitching. So I stitched one line in the ditch, and then I did the next one with that little stitching guide an inch away, so that, because these are 3 inches, so that I have 1 inch away here. But in this strip, I didn't want 3, I only wanted 2. I wanted 1 in the middle. So what I did for that one, and it didn't take very long because that's not a lot of quilting because it's a small quilt, I used my friction pins and my ruler to just draw a line along there that I could use as my stitching guide. It didn't take long at all, and of course the friction pins are great because they just disappear when you iron over it. So this was not very difficult to do. It didn't take very long. And the fabric I used is this really fun new Ruby Star fabric, and we have charm packs for you guys, and it's called Juicy. And it has flowers, and it has fruits and vegetables, and it has like little milk cartons and juice boxes in it. And it just made up so cheerful in this. I just love how cheerful it is and bright, and it feels kind of summery, and quite frankly, the weather still feels really summery. I don't know what's going on with that, but I just love how cheerful and bright this is, and I think it worked up really, really well. So we do have these charm packs for you guys, and charm packs are a fun thing to do. And the other quilt I made in here, I like so many of these, is the sampler quilt. And there's a picture of it. And this was fun to make because, again, you're not making the same block over and over and over and over. You're just doing one row of different blocks, and it was really fun to do. And so this is my sampler quilt. And I used this really cool pre-cut that we have for you guys. And this is something new from Moda, and they're calling it a dessert roll. So instead of being like a jelly roll that is 2.5 inches, it's 5 inches wide. And so you can, oh, let me set this down, get it out of the way for you guys. So this dessert roll is a really cool new product that Moda is carrying. So with 5 inches wide, you can cut it in half to do strips like a jelly roll. You can chop it up to do 5-inch squares like a charm pack. Super, super versatile. And this is a new line from V and Company, and they are the ones that they've had a lot of success with their ombre dot fabric lines that have been out for New Year's, and this is the ombre hearts. And so I had a lot of fun with this, kind of deciding how I was going to do the ombre when I cut it. So you'll see like some of the rows, I kind of did sort of a rainbowy effect. Some of the rows I chose like the darker ones. Some of the rows I did the lighter ones. This one I had fun doing light, dark of the different colors. So lots of scope for the imagination with this. And we did this to coordinate with breast cancer awareness. And it's all these ombre hearts, and there's a metallic to them. And when you come into the store, if this quilt is hanging there, you can notice that I tried for the first time doing heart quilting on it. And like all things, when you're learning, there are a few problem areas, but I am kind of happy with how it all turned out in the end. But this is a really cool new product, and so we do have these for you guys, these dessert rolls. And the ombre is such a pretty thing. So to go along with the quilts, I found this really great book. It's called The Ultimate Binding and Edge Finishing Guide for Quilting and Sewing. And it gives really practical, good advice. And for me, it's like I learned how to do binding so many years ago that I don't even remember all the things I was told, and I'm sure that I've gotten a little bit sloppy in my techniques over the years. But I really liked this book. It gives really good advice on how to make your bindings work really, really well, how to look professional, and then it gives you ideas for how to do different types of bindings, fancier bindings. So on this quilt, I did, they call it a pieced binding. And what it is it's the one that looks kind of like there's piping around it. So you can see it looks like it has this little edge of piping around it. And I thought this was going to be tricky, but it wasn't tricky at all. It was super easy, and I just followed their directions. And I think it looks really good. It just adds a little pop of something. And then when you, so you sew it on the back, and when you fold it over, you just stitch in the ditch along the contrast with a thread that matches the contrast. And so it just disappears, and you don't even see that anymore. Now, one of the tools that they suggest in this book is this silicone mat called Binding Ease. And I've been using this, and it really works good. So on the back, it has this grid, so it's kind of grippy, and it's going to stay put on your ironing board. And it has these two cutout loops, one on each side. So what you do when you're making your binding strips is you fold your binding in half, and you press down, like 6 inches or 8 inches or so. And then you take the pressed edge and run it through this one and across here and run it through this one with a little tail hanging out. And then you set your iron right on here, and you don't have to move it. And then you pull the binding strip through under the iron with this hand, making sure that it's feeding into here, folded over. And the iron heats up this silicone, so it's being pressed really well from both sides. And when you pull it through and it comes out the other side, it is pressed down so well. I cannot even tell you how well this works. I thought it was going to be super gimmicky or like good idea, bad execution. It works great. Your iron does not slide around on here. It doesn't slide around on your ironing board. One thing that I learned that I will tell you is after you have ironed a really long strip of binding, this little sucker is pretty hot. So you need to let it cool for a minute on your ironing board before you try to pick it up, because I didn't do that one time and actually burned my fingertips a little bit. So this works really great. It's called the Binding Ease. Okay, let's talk about another fun fabric that I have for you, and it's this panel, this really cute panel that is made out of flannel. It's a flannel panel, and then we also have the flannel charm packs to make this panel quilt. It came together really quickly. The panel includes these 4 cute animals and some strips of coordinating fabric. We ordered bolts of this fabric and made it into kits for you guys. So we have kits to make the quilt that include all the fabric except the backing. But because we had brought in some bolts of the fabric to make the quilt kits, I went ahead and put this coordinating print on the back. I have never made a flannel quilt before, and because I don't love flannel quilts because they get pilly. But you guys, this flannel is so nice. It is such a good quality. It's not going to pill. It is really soft. And it was really easy to work with. I am really happy with how nice this flannel is. It feels really great, and I think it's going to hold up really well. The other thing I love about this is it's not specifically Christmassy. There aren't any really Christmas motifs on it, and so it's just going to be a great, fun, cozy winter quilt. Now, we were only able to get enough of the charm packs to make a limited number of quilt kits. And the charm packs are gone. So when the charm packs are gone, that's all we can do. But we still had some of the panels. So what I did is I cut up the panel and just sewed them into pillows. And I used the strips that were on the edge of the panel to bind the pillows. The quilt kits will have directions for the panel quilt. There are no directions for the pillows. So if you buy one of the panel pillow kits that we made, and it's a very limited quantity, you're gonna have to make your own pillow. You're gonna have to look up a tutorial or something, but pillows are really easy to make. I like to do a bound edge like this, but you don't have to do that. You can just do an envelope style. I also like to do the little zipper flap on the back, but again, you don't have to do it the way I did. You can do however you would like. We included enough the panels and also enough backing fabric to make the back for 4 pillows. So we have a limited number of those left, but I think they're going to coordinate really nice and be really cute. So that's all the projects I have for you guys this month. I hope that you have found something to inspire you, and there'll be a couple other projects that will be at So Fun in person. So we hope to see you there. Have a great fall.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you had as enjoyable a time as we did. If you liked the video, hit like, and then make sure that you subscribe to our channel. That way you'll get updates on all of the So Fun videos that we post. You can also go back and look at our archives. Megan has put together playlists of all the So Fun videos over the past few years. In addition to that, make sure that you have our discount card. It's a great time to get it right now as it's half off and it gets you 20% off all notions in our stores. Stop by today. Thank you.